I know you. Until next time.
Farewell, kinsman.
Well, I know the companions make their home here. Their mead hall, your Vasker, is the oldest building in the city. Oh, and there's a nasty feud between two families called the Greymanes and the Battleborns. You want to be careful there. The rest you can find out by asking the townsfolk. Start with the barkeep at the Bannered Mare or the Castle Steward.
See ya.
By Eastmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all, just north by the Lorius farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. Like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey, Uthgerd. But you were gone longer than usual. I got to thinking maybe you weren't coming back.
You sound like my ma. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere, is that it?
Thought did cross my mind, yeah. War brewing, talk of a riot in Helgen, that now jesters? Skyrim's gone mad, girl. You need to be careful out there.
Careful, huh? Thanks, Skulvar. I'll remember that. Yeah, right. Think you can go blade to blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds. And why not? I could beat anyone in this city, barehanded. 100 gold says I knock your hide to the ground. Just fists. No weapons, no magic, no crying. Let's go. Come on, let's see what you're made of. God, no. You think I'm afraid of you? I will destroy you. Come on, let's see you put up a fight. Damn you. That's all you got? That's your best, huh?
Gods, no!
Now that's what I call a punch. You got me. You're no liar. Best fight I've had in years. There you are. You're no liar. Best fight I've had in years. There you are. Hello, friend. If you ever need another blade at your side, just ask.
Do you have something to say? What? Where am I? My head. Oh, it's you! I mean, what? No, I've never seen you before. I have no idea who you are. It's not like I've been stalking you or anything. Wait! Don't leave! I'm injured! Yes, injured. You have to take me with you, otherwise I might die and you wouldn't want that on your conscience. Yeah, well, that's because... Okay, fine. If you take me with you, I will make it worth your while. You won't find anyone tougher than me in Skyrim, not to mention as good looking. Haha, you are so funny. I'm just being honest. And anyone who says otherwise is clearly jealous. Can you name someone better than me? I didn't think so. Anyway, thanks, I guess. I don't. I thought I would help you out. Well, I was hoping you would kind of keep me company. Look, I know it sounds weird, but it's no fun on my own. You can tell me to leave if you want, but surely you can at least give me a chance? Am I not allowed out on my own now? I had a little too much to drink. So what? I guess I must have passed out. I hope I didn't cause too much trouble. Actually, I'm not really that bothered. Of course I'm alright. Don't start fuzzing over me. I'm more than capable of handling myself. What? I have no idea. My memory is a little fuzzy. If you happen to have any, I would appreciate it. Oh, and stop staring at my body. It's like you've never seen a semi-naked woman before. I don't know. I'll just go wherever you are going. I will repay your kindness by fighting alongside you. Surely that's an offer you can't refuse. Time to move, I guess. Oh, I haven't introduced myself, have I? My name is Sofia, but you probably already knew that. I'm quite well known in Skyrim, although sometimes I'm not sure if it's for the right reasons. I kind of see myself as an adventurer, although it's no fun without anyone to witness my heroic deeds, such as... Well, I'm sure there's probably something. I like to get drunk, kill stuff, and be a nuisance. So, what about you? Nice to meet you. I hope to be of some use to you. I'm rather talented if I say so myself, so I'm sure there must be something I can do for you. Just let me know. Yes? Did you want something? Sure. What's on your mind? I was playing two guys against each other in a bid to win me over. Of course, they had to supply me with plenty of drink and earn my affection. I just wanted some entertainment. Oh, it was great watching them get more and more competitive. It ended up in a massive brawl, and once it was over, I left them both empty-handed and out of pocket. As for waking up in a stable without any clothes on, I don't remember what happened after leaving the tavern, but that's nothing new. Well, I was wandering around Skyrim killing bandits who thought I was an easy target, and meeting new locals. Or should I say making new enemies. Before that I was studying, if you can call it that, at the College of Winterhold. It wasn't my first choice, of course, being a Nord, but I had no place to go, and it was either that or live in a cave. So, I learned a few spells just to keep them happy. I must admit, though, that learning to blow stuff up was pretty fun. Unfortunately, my genius was wasted on them. And I was kicked out for making everyone naked with a spell I forced some other student to create for me. So, it turns out I ended up living mostly in caves anyway. I'm always ready for a chat. Are you trying to say that I'm evil? Or that I should try being a bit nicer to people? Where's the fun in that? I won't change for anyone. You can like it or lump it. Just be glad you aren't one of my victims. Let's just try and keep it that way, or you could just leave. Actually, no, don't do that. What would you like to talk about? You mean like weird? Huh. I thought you were different from all those other people who make fun of me. Because I don't try and conform to people's ridiculous ideals. Yeah, I suppose. Being a free spirit like myself really lets you explore the world and see all its flaws, but yet at the same time makes you appreciate them. That's what some people who aren't like you just don't get. Of course. Well, there was someone, but he wasn't from Skyrim. He was a Breton from High Rock. I took him around Skyrim to see the sights. Well, mainly the taverns, but unfortunately I turned out to be too much to handle for him. I mean, who doesn't like to get drunk? Perhaps if someone else was interested in me, though? Oh, yes, I suppose you may be right. Let's not hang around then. So you're off to see the Jarl of Whiterun then? They wouldn't let me into Dragon's Reach. Apparently I wasn't important enough. But with you, I might get away with it. As long as they don't remember that incident when a criminal escaped because I was distracting the guards. So you want to be a companion? I guess it's quite a noble role to play and follows the proud traditions of my ancestors. But let's just hope they don't take this honor thing too seriously. Especially since being honorable is not something I'm known for. I get a lot of looks from people wherever I go. I'm not sure if it's because they find me attractive or because they think I'm a little odd. Or both.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you. I know you.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't
Come
you
to chat
swallow
with
that
an
stubborn
old
pride of
woman,
yours and ask your
Do
little
your
ranger-
good deed for the day?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Greymane or Battleborn? Got stones in your ears? I asked what side you're on. Greymane or Battleborn? New in town, huh? Whiterun's got two clans, both old and both respected. Difference is, the Greymanes turned their backs on the Empire, and we Battleborn stayed loyal. So I'll ask again, Greymane or Battleborn? Sooner or later, we all have to choose a side. Long live the Empire.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that. The heat of the battle is the fire that forges the strongest blades. It's an old Nord proverb. That, and a true Nord never misses a chance to test her worth. You've been talking to those companions? Too hot-headed, they cried. Weak, pathetic cowards, the lot of them. It wasn't my fault. I told them, over and over, that it was an accident. They wanted me to prove my worth. So they threw me up against a young whelp of a lad, hardly old enough to grow his first chin hairs. I guess I thought a woman wasn't strong enough to hurt him. I didn't mean for him to die. Why would I want that? I just lost control. I wish I could be there with you. Stay sharp out there.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
Why must there always be incest inside temples? It really does make me feel a little sick. Did I say incest? I meant incense. The smell really gets up my nose.
Thank you.
Oh,
Need
did
something?
you need something?
No,
Just
please.
stoke the fire.
Hold your applause.
Take a seat and get
What can I do for you?
What say you?
Need something?
Yeah? All right then.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda. Before my ma and Da passed, I told them that one day, I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madron. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done. You do that?
Want another one of those?
If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future? Yeah, these Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares. It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head. Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them.
Forget the venison.
Matter of fact, I do. They've been fair enough with me, far as I can tell. and a Nord knows a liar when she sees one. About the same as everyone else? They're the catfolk of Elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. Way I hear it, Elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's got tropical forests and dusty badlands. It sounds awful. Farewell.
Come to Olava for a reading, did you? Sorry, pup, but I'm not quite
This
in the
is
mood.
an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors.
If you're looking for the court wizard, I'm not him. Farengar is the one you want. If you wish to speak with him, you'll find him somewhere in the general direction of boredom. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's this invention called wine that requires my immediate attention. So you just want a wizard? You've still come to the wrong place. Walk outside, make a left, and tell Bjorlum you want to go to Winterhold. I'll be making my own trip to the bottom of a bottle, where I plan on staying for the conceivable future. Really? Are you a wine expert by chance? In my youth, I once thought West Wales wine was the finest drink ever conceived. Imagine my embarrassment when I tasted my first vintage. This is why natives of the Isle look down upon those born on foreign shores. My name is Elduin. I've come to Whiterun for the Skyforge and for Farengar. I don't see that as a negative. My Nord friends often chide me for neglecting the rich history of Skyrim, as if I was ignorant of it. They say, you know, Elder, there's more to Skyrim than just alto and spiced wine. And I tell them, yes, I know all about your windmills and bards and 12 different words for cold. I only care about the wine. Yorland allows me to use his magical forge to craft jewelry. I use the enchanting table at Dragon's Reach to raise their value. Then I turn them around and sell them to Farengar, and he always buys them. I've never met a man so obsessed with necklaces. He says their enchantments are valuable. I think he likes to wear them. Maybe tomorrow I'll enchant him a dress to go along with it. When it comes to examining wine, I'm still just a novice, although I have picked up the basics. Well, supposedly the color can tell you the wine's provenance, as well as the conditions it was developed in, serving as an indicator of how it will taste. Wine tasting is apparently all about discovery, yet I've discovered that I enjoy drinking wine more than I enjoy tasting it. So let the nobles sniff and swirl their goblets. I prefer to swallow my wine like a common rube. I like how you agree with the things I say. Why aren't there more of you? Caves are the best place to find packs of wolves, or bears, sometimes even trolls. Unfortunately, by myself, they provide a bit of a challenge. There used to be 3 other mages in my faction, a motley bunch to be sure. A Khajiit, a Redguard, a Nord, and myself. 4 mages can be a formidable party, especially when their talents complement each other. As a result, I can afford to make mistakes. Mistakes like trading our last healing potion for a flask of wine. Not a problem when the Redguard was there to restore my wounds. Thankfully, the one talent I do have serves me well. It turns out most feral beasts in Skyrim are susceptible to fire. Victim to the squalls of battle, I'm afraid. It matters not if you are a novice or an archmage. All it takes is a single misstep. The Khajiit was first. We all knew it'd be him. Then our numbers were 3. Next came the Redguard, then the Nord, and soon only I remained. The Khajiit, Razan, was what we call a scroll mage. Not an ounce of magical talent, but one who desperately wanted to cast spells.
If it's work you're looking for, Hulda's the one to talk to.
Where he got the scrolls, he never said. I thought he stole them, but he just as easily could have spent his share of the boon. It's not as if I ever saw him at the inn,
Drink to our
or anywhere else for that
till
matter.
days come and gone.
He was a paranoid cat as well, with a nose for things that didn't exist. Always convinced there was a spy lurking around the
We'll
corner.
drive out the storm cloaks and
He should have been
restore
wary
what
of his
we
dealer.
own.
He purchased a
But
bad
then our
batch of
steel
flame
we
cloaks
will
that ended up
take
burning him
back
alive.
our home.
Sarasa was brash and
Down
bold,
with
and my kind of
Uthgerd,
woman.
the killer
Too
of
brash for her own good,
kings.
though.
On the day
She wanted to
of your
trap
death,
grand
we will
souls instead of
drink
common
and we'll
ones.
sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has
I know
sullied
you.
our hopes and our dreams.
Dragons I can handle. But this talk of dragons? World gone mad, I say.
The most plentiful source of grand souls are mammoths. The most common place to find mammoths.
Staying out
Blade.
of trouble,
You should
kinsman.
talk to Adrian at the
It
forge.
was a short-sighted idea. We ended up wasting all our profits on magica potions, provided we even survived. Sarasa didn't. Giants are quite protective of their big furry cheese factories. Well, at that point it was just the two of us. Razan wasn't particularly missed, but Sarasa was our healer. Einar was a gallant Nord, if nothing else. We were exploring a cave to the northwest. A large, desolate space rumored to be inhabited by necromancers. We entered the main chamber, which was hollow, save
I
for the
wonder
long
why the
fangs of
Dunmer
rocks
are
risen
called
from the
Dark
sea.
Elves.
Staunch protectors.
It makes them sound
The
really
shadow
evil.
of these fangs that the
Drink
spiders
to our
live,
youth,
and from
till
there they
days come and
descended.
gone. For the
We
age
stood
of
back to back
aggression
as they
is
surrounded
just
us.
about
His hands
done.
shrouded in ice, mine cloaked in fire.
We'll drive out the storm.
I wanted
cloaks
to
and
set them
restore
aflame,
what we
to
own.
oblivion with soul traps.
Blood and our
A waste
steel
of
we will
magicka and
take
time,
back
but
our
Einar
home.
saw fit to waste both. Indeed,
Down with
it was his
Uthgerd,
soul
the
trap that set them
killer of
upon us.
kings.
At one point I
Day
couldn't
of
distinguish the
your
live
death we
ones from the
will drink
corpses,
and we'll
so I burned them all.
We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies.
Yes?
But this land
I don't
is
really
ours,
understand it
and we'll
myself.
see it
There
wiped
should be more of
clean
me.
of the
It seems to
scourge
me
that has
smithing and
sullied
enchanting are
our
two
hopes and
complementary
our
skills.
dreams.
I can only assume it has to do with the stigma that comes with being a blacksmith. They say to wield a hammer, you must be as dull as an anvil and as strong as an ox, as if stupidity were a prerequisite for the craft. Although I have heard warriors talk of such things, they say the person who thinks too much on the battlefield lacks focus. In battle, having an empty mind certainly makes you more decisive, but the forge is not something that requires you to act swiftly. But I do like the notion of intelligence being a weakness. There are far too many mages who thumb their noses at common folk, as if worth was defined by the size of one's skull. Alchemists invented wine, farmers harvest the grapes, and smiths provide the tools. So, to me, each is worth more than all the mages in Winterhold. Well, don't quote me on that. It does seem likely though, doesn't it? Some alchemist trying to invent a new health potion stumbles onto a recipe for liquid bliss. Really? No doubt from that knave Larkspur, telling everyone that I'm a battle cat under the sheets. The truth is, I don't even remember any of it. I just recall waking up naked and sneezing profusely because the sentimental fool left a lavender flower on my stomach. Well, maybe you've confused my name with the World Eater. It's Elderwin, with an E, and I don't eat worlds. Although it's possible you may have heard it elsewhere. I hear in the Isle you can't swing a dead skeever without hitting at least 3 Elderwins. Be gone.
Need something?
Mind your manners and pay your bills, and you'll always be welcome. Now
Well,
please,
hello.
no more questions.
Yes?
Need something?
What can I do for you?
Clear the path to the exit, however, and we're just about to escape when a spider the size of the moon dropped from the ceiling. At this point, Einar and I were both out of magicka, and we each had 1 stamina potion left. Of course, mine was technically a wine bottle.
You want a drink?
It was an old vintage from the wineries of the Isle
If there's nothing
that I was
else,
saving
I have
until
work to do.
death. Einar asked me if I wanted to trade. He said I wouldn't have much use for it, seeing as I was going to live a long, healthy life. That old romantic. He was sacrificing himself so I might escape. I could never say no to that man. He drank the wine, wiped his lips, and showed me his teeth one last time. They were stained and red, but I've never seen a smile so bright. Then he pulled out his dagger and drew the ugly beast's attention while I ran for the exit. Like I said, somewhere northeast of here. It had one of those typical Nord names like Icewind Gulch or something like that. Big as saber cats, but those aren't the scary ones. It's the little ones that make me cast my flame cloak. The ones that crawl up your robe. Fine, fine.
We drink to our youth.
Away with you.
Days come and gone. For the age of aggression is just about done.
Keep your eyes
Drive
straight
out
ahead,
the storm cloaks and
your
restore
mind
what
looking
we own.
back.
With our blood and our steel, we will
Another
take back
curious
our
mind, is it? Come to Argus to find the answers to all life's riddles.
day of your death we will drink and we'll sing. We're the children of
Very
Skyrim,
true.
and we fight all
But when the
our
mead
lives.
runs dry,
Guard beckons,
they find that their problems are even harder to swallow. So,
but
what
this
is it
land
you
is
want
ours,
to know?
and we'll see it
The answer
wiped
to life's
clean
most
of the storms
difficult
that have
questions,
sullied our
or
hopes and
perhaps
our dreams.
its most fundamental ones. They say I knew them all, but the truth is, no one does. No one knows what the next life holds. No one knows how to make love stay.
If you're looking for the court wizard, you'll find him somewhere in that general direction.
Yeah.
I'm a bard by trade. Perhaps you've heard of me. There's a whole college up in Solitude where they teach the arts. Song, lute playing, poetry. I studied there myself. Had to leave over a misunderstanding with a head mistress. Well, more a misunderstanding with her husband.